Now, so welcome to the Stumble interview. I am here with, well, 3/5 of Voltane.
Hello.
How
Hey,
is everybody doing? Like we haven't just had this conversation.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Lockdown sucks, but pretty good.
Yeah. Why don't we go around and just say your name and what you play? Go in the order of most important.
I
Fuck. Alright, go on, Theo. I'll let you have this.
My name's Theo. I'm obviously most important because I play the guitar solos. So
You play the left-handed guitar as well.
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Worst decision of my life, picking up a guitar left-handed.
Adds diversity to your band.
It decreases the diversity of guitars I can buy. So that sucks.
Increases the price as well.
Yeah.
I'm Jared. I play guitar. I do some vocals as well. I also do guitar solos. I don't know what Theo's saying, but yeah.
I've got the more foreign sounding last name, so I sound like more like a lead guitar player on paper, you know?
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like what's the guy from fucking Extreme called? Can't remember his name.
Nothing Booten Core or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how you say it.
What is it? I can't remember.
Right.
No,
And
we do share solos, to be fair, so it's not really fair to say I play lead.
and last but not least,
Right, I'm Cy and I play the drums.
you play the drums, and you're all, of course, members of Voltane. Let's just talk about a little bit about the music you write. What sort of genre would you class yourselves as?
We didn't really start out with like a set genre in mind. We didn't really try to be anything to begin with, but I think just all three of us have got very sort of similar taste in metal. So we predominantly, I think, have become like a groove metal band. So like Pantera, Lamb of God, I think we fit into that category.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say like the songs me and Theo write are more like extreme metal, and then Psy sprinkles in the blues element, you know.
Yeah.
So you work well as a team.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So did you say Pantera, Lamb of God, that sort of is your main influences when you're writing?
Oh, it's not. No, it's not really an influence. I mean, Pantera, yeah, one of the greatest bands ever. But I mean, I don't think it's not really an influence. But I think like the way I write riffs, I think always end up as a very sort of groovy and sort of a bluesy or stoner sort of elements. The way I write riffs always end up in that sort of category.
It's more of a flavour than an influence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think Chris has got that sort of his voice has got some similarities to Randy Blythe.
Yeah.
I think definitely most people say that or can hear that when we play.
And I think there's also a couple like less metal influences, like there's a little bit of Alice in Chains in parts and like that kind of thing sometimes.
And it's super bluesy too, like a lot of it. We try and keep the blues in there, you know.
Yeah,
definitely. I think that's what makes it have that groove, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not like a play to a click and fucking writing Guitar Pro and like tapping and like we're not that sort of band. Like,
Program the blast beats in.
Yeah.
200 BPM.
Yeah, typewriter drums.
Yeah, so we should probably briefly mention the people that aren't here. So there's Chris and Tom, who are the bassist and the singer, but obviously not as important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been here.
He needs bass players, man.
So you talked a little bit about how you write the songs and your process, but would you say you three kind of get the ball rolling?
Yeah, I mean, we don't write the initial ideas together. We usually come up with them separately, and then we kind of like have our input on each other's ideas a little bit. But I'd say the initial writing is usually separate unless someone starts playing something cool at band practice and we're like, oh, that's cool, keep playing that, you know.
I think we've always found it like whenever someone's brought something, it's always been quite organic. Like as long as we get that sort of initial idea, when we get together, I think it quickly becomes songs, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm quite good at coming up with 3 good chunks of a song, but then Jared and Theo are really good at filling in those blanks that like putting in the bridge that I haven't thought of or something like that.
Yeah, I think I've been noticing recently, quite often, Cy comes up with the the chunky like hook riffs, like the chorus riffs that like aren't so busy, but they just like pack a punch. And then me and Jared will write bridges and little filler riffs that are kind of more thrashy.
Yeah, and you're definitely better at like putting in transitions between different riffs as well.
Yeah, because me and Jared, we were in a thrash metal band before Voltane. So, and Cy and Chris were in a doom band before Voltane. So the kind of styles kind of meld together a little bit, which you don't see now.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah.
Might be worth pointing out is that how long have I been playing in a band with you for, Theo? Like 8 years?
Yeah, maybe 9.
So like me and Theo, like, because we've been playing together for so long, we've got like, it's like this jargon basically. Like if I say something to Theo, he'll know exactly what I mean. But if I said that to anybody else, he'd just be able to fuck you talking about.
Yeah, we've got like a secret language of riffs.
So it makes writing stuff really quick. Hey, Tom!
Hey, Tom is now entered.
Hello?
We were just talking about how you don't need bassists in metal bands, Tom.
Yeah, we were just mentioning that.
I've got an appointment I've got to go to. Just gonna. How you guys been?
Yeah, good man. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're just chatting about kind of the style of Voltane at the moment and how you'll kind of bring your different influences in.
Oh, nice.
So
what have you covered so far then?
Well, how bassists are shit.
Yeah. Basically that's how like it. You know how like Cy will bring something to like bring the like bones to the table, the like meaty like hook riffs, and then me and Theo sort of fill it out at practice and stuff. And then obviously, to be fair, you just kind of sit there and watch, and then we just turn to Tom. This is what happens there. We just like turn to Tom and we go, "Have you got that?" And he just goes, "Yep."
Yeah, so Tom's the guy that you never have to teach a riff. He's already playing it.
Yeah, it's a good skill to have. I picked that up from being in like loads of bands over the years. It's just like less hassle for everyone if I just look at what people are doing and go, all right, cool, I think I've got that. And then if it's like a little technical sort of riff that like the guys like doing, sometimes I might have to like slow it down a bit and be like, okay, I need to play that exactly, otherwise it's just going to sound like a bit messy. If I want to replicate the riff or do something similar, I'd still like to know exactly what it is. But yeah, it's cool though, because like before being in this band, I didn't really listen to like that much of this style of music really. I listened to like a little bit of Lamb of God and stuff back in the day. So in terms of writing, it's not really like my style, but it's fun because obviously like to grow as a musician, you want to be playing with people who have different influences. That's how you just open your mind to other stuff. So yeah, the whole experience has been really fun. It's been like one of the only bands really where I actually haven't had like a main part in the writing process, but I'm not fussed about that at all because the riffs are hench and it's riffs that I wouldn't play normally. So yeah, it's a great time really.
So what sort of styles do you? Oh, sorry, Theo. I was just asking, what styles would you say you normally work with?
I used to write a lot of death metal back in the day, sort of like techie sort of straight riffs, and like Voltane's a lot more groovy. I never really pissed about with groovy riffs. And these days I don't write that much heavy music, but when I do, it's kind of like hardcore-ish. So still not really ideal for the style. Maybe in some riffs you could sort of take apart, but the overall style is definitely different. But it's cool, it's like I just write whatever comes along. And I think some of the practices we've had at Voltane have been like very productive. We sort of just banged out a whole song in like one sitting, and it's been like, holy shit, like that's really cool. Because sometimes, I'm sure we've done that before.
We've done that. Like, we've done that like more than once. We'll just like go on.
Well, the first jam we ever had, we had a song by the end of that jam.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, that was very first practice.
That was before I joined, wasn't it?
Before you joined.
Why would you think that is? How can you just like smack songs out like that? That's pretty impressive.
Like, I'd never met Jared or Tom before, and by the end of like 4 hours playing with them, we had a whole song, and that's off the EP.
Yeah, we do that quite often. We'll just like rock up and then just like, I don't know, like when because Theo has about 50 billion pedals, so whilst he's setting them up, me and Cy will usually just dick about with riffs and stuff, and and then we'll just be like, keep that, and then I don't know, we've had like quite a few practices where like in one practice, there you go,
Theo trying to get a sponsorship.
Give me free shit.
But we've had quite a few practices where we just like we'll just go in with like a really basic bare idea, and then by the end of it we've got a full song. It's just done.
Yeah, there's a song that's going to be on the next EP that we wrote ages ago. We've been playing it live when you could play live for a while, and I just came up with the riff that's basically like half the song. Just a practice with I think it was just Cy.
Tom.
Yeah, I think so, and maybe Chris as well. And that was the tune.
Which one was that? That was
Digital Skeleton.
Oh yeah, that literally was just a jam that turned into a song, didn't it? Like,
Yeah, I remember that now in the big live room.
Yeah, essentially it's like I kind of stole it from like 3 different Crowbar songs and just kind of made it together. You know?
Oh, so you talked a little bit about your EP that you released. Why don't we talk about that a little bit? Plug it as much as you can. So.
Well, it's been out for a while.
Never too late to plug.
Well, the thing is, it feels like it's been out longer than it has because we recorded it fucking ages ago. Like, really long time, like a year and a half ago.
Year and a half.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I mean, just go listen to it. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I've checked it out. It is fucking chunky.
Because of a producer that shall remain nameless, it took a long time to come out. Basically.
Oh yeah.
So what's the name of the EP?
Killing Fields.
Yeah, Killing Fields, and it's kind of like, well, like you said, it's kind of very groovy metal, isn't it? But with very chunky stuff.
There's some thrash in there as well. You gotta get the thrash in. Yeah.
So how did you go about recording it? Like, because it felt like you released that EP after you weren't together that long.
It's like the first year we were together, right?
Yeah.
We did that.
We released in lockdown last year, didn't we?
Yeah, but we recorded it like
about half a year before that, yeah.
Right, so like the first year we were as a band, we literally just like had the songs. There's this dude called Doc in Plymouth who records. We just went there, we just smashed them all out in a day. We just recorded it all live.
Well, we did the title track Killing Fields in one take that day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah. It's the best song on the EP as well.
Yeah.
Just one go.
Honestly, one day. We were like, should we do Killing Fields? And we all did it, and we looked at each other, and we were like, I think that was it. Like,
yeah. The only
you don't need to hire a studio out for a week. Just go in there.
We did it in a day.
And then go home.
The only thing that was overdubbed was the vocals and the solos. So that was it.
That's it. That's literally it. Everything else is live on that.
Yeah.
And how did you get to the stage from starting the band to recording the EP? Because that just seems like such a short amount of time. Like, was it literally just fucked on a practice and just getting on well?
I think we all just clicked. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Like I said, with that first session when we walked out with a pretty fleshed out song nearly done, I think it was just like, yeah, we're on something here, definitely. Like,
yeah,
you never know what's going to happen. Because, like I said, it's Chris got us together, and like me, Jared, and Tom had never met each other.
Nope.
But yeah, so I think it's rare that you can just meet some people you've never met before and make a song. So
yeah,
I think it just showed that like we were already like in the same wavelength with the band, like from the get-go.
And then like the guitar player that was at the first practice, like
I forgot even was that.
There you go. He like quit, like kind of went radio silent on us. So I just said to the guys, I was like, I know somebody who plays guitar.
I'm like the Kirk Hammett of the band, basically.
And we got Theo in, and I knew Theo would click with the guys straight away because obviously I did, and me and Theo have been playing together for ages, so I knew it would work, and all clicked pretty fucking well. So yeah.
Jared kind of said it. You said it was like a doom band, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a doom band. Like, it's going to be just like real slow. Like, and then I came, and the couple songs they had, they were like totally not what I was expecting, but like in a good way, you know.
So let's talk a little bit about the Bristol scene. You all kind of played in and out around Bristol, haven't you, for a while?
Yeah.
The metal scene isn't something I'm too familiar with. So, like, what is the metal scene in Bristol like? Would you say it's pretty good?
Yeah,
there's not a lot of what we do. Sorry to interrupt. That's it. But carry on. Sorry.
I'll just say it's pretty good in terms that, like, if most bands are going to do a UK tour, Bristol's always a city that they're going to visit. Like, it's got enough venues of different sizes that you get a lot of metal bands touring. But I think Theo was going to say, in terms of the actual underground scene or the unsigned scenes, it's different, isn't it?
There is like quite a lot of if you go to like some shows, you'll see a lot of the same faces. So like there is quite a like, what's the word? Like sense of like what is this word?
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie? Yeah, whatever the fuck I can say it.
Communism.
But like, yeah, nah, but like, because there's always like the same people about, and like a lot of the people that come to shows are also playing bands and stuff. Like, when I'm in Bristol, I live with Will Pearson, who is in Body Harvest, and he's in Deus Holocaustum. So like, yeah, it's just quite nice, man. Like, I've had jams with some other people in the scene as well, like hang out with Dan Robbins quite a lot, jam with him quite a lot. So yeah, but everyone's pretty sound in the metal scene, to be honest.
I do always feel like the metal scene just feels like such a big community.
Pretty much.
More than any other music scene.
Everybody knows everyone, and everyone just like, hangs out and like just whatever,
Yeah. I hear that it used to be better like back in the day, probably going back like 10 years or so, when before Crofters' Rights, it was just like the Croft, and when like Beer Keller was open, there'd be like a lot more like regular gigs and bigger bands, and then I heard that the scene sort of died out a little bit. So I wouldn't say it's probably quieter than it was, but it's still good for what it is, because like when you can go to like the Griffin on any night, pretty much, or is it like 3 days a week they do gigs, and like you get bands playing from like all over the world, like a thrash band from Brazil I saw one time. I was just like, I mean, you wouldn't see that in like other places, really, on like a Thursday night or something.
Yeah, Johnny who owns the Griffin like really holds down the metal scene. He is like the fucking anchor of it all.
Yeah,
I do fucking love the Griffin. It's such a sick place.
Funny place.
I remember because Theo put on a gig there, and I went to it, and so it's just some heavy ass tunes playing upstairs, and I went down, and I think like some Cure was playing downstairs, and I was like, this is a bit of a change, but I love it.
Hey, why not? They sometimes play fucking Africa by Toto, and it's hilarious.
But I think that song just kind of defies music. Everybody has to love that song.
But
so you talking to you about? Oh yeah, you go for it first.
To go back to what I was saying, like it's great. Like the metal scene in Bristol is great, but there's not a lot of what we do, and I think that's true for a lot of the UK in general. I think there's a lot of black metal, there's a lot of doom, and there's a lot of death metal, especially like slam and tech death and that kind of stuff. But there's not a lot of what we do. What we do is quite like Americanized, I guess, metal.
Yeah, it's too fast for stone or doom, and it's too slow for thrash, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
So how would you kind of like overcome that in a sense? Like if you want to start gigging in Bristol, but how would you kind of just?
I mean, there are some bands. There's like Raging Speedhorn and stuff like that, but there's just not loads of them playing in Bristol all the time.
But I think we're in quite a good space of it, because it means we can get fans from like more extreme fan bases. We can play on bills that have quite extreme metal, but we could also play on bills that don't. Yeah. So like I think in that sense it's like pretty sound, really.
So you can kind of gig with a lot of bands and it wouldn't seem out of place.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I reckon like fingers crossed we'll have like a tour support with like Clutch or something,
Ambitious.
So you mentioned a bit about the different venues in Bristol. Which ones would you say were the best for your kind of scene?
The Griffin, of course.
The Griffin, yeah, definitely.
We also played a few. They don't have metal gigs all the time, but the Old England is quite good.
I like the Old England.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe. And what was that other place we played? The Trap.
Yeah, the Trap.
That was good.
Where's the Trap?
Cool.
Nick's Market. It's pretty central.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
It's fucking underground. It's actually underground too.
Is it a bit like Mother's Ruins downstairs room?
It's bigger. It's much bigger.
You get more than 15
basement.
people in it.
Yeah, it's got like a bar downstairs and stuff. It's quite a good little venue.
Oh, that's pretty sick. So you've gigged quite a lot in Bristol then.
Yeah.
Which kind of gig sticks out most to you? Which one do you remember as being like good as shit? If that makes sense.
Well, I think the second to last gig we played at the Griffin was really good.
Was it
the one with the really big turnout and like
Yeah,
that was sick.
So what made it good? Is it just a lot of people vibing?
Yeah, people were like moving about and stuff, man. Especially at the end, like the last song we did is an instrumental, and people were just sort of like jumping about and shit. I was like, yo, this is sick. Like, don't really see that too often. Like,
it was really good. And at the time, Chris wasn't in the band, but it was still really good. You know. Yeah, the Griffin's like that. I mean, if there's like enough people in the Griffin, it just will be a sick night.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So have you done quite a few gigs outside of Bristol as well?
We've done a few, yeah. We've done Swansea, Birmingham, and we've done Gloucester as well.
Yeah, and Plymouth? No, we went to Plymouth to record, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't play.
The main thing, I guess, was we weren't a band for that long
until and then lockdown hit. So it's like,
But
saying that, we've got like a lot of fucking songs written. How many songs have we got that we've written and aren't released?
We haven't released about 8 of them.
Yeah.
We've got five tracks we were going to record at the beginning of this year, or late last year, obviously, but then lockdown happened. So
yeah.
The intention is as soon as lockdown's over, we'll start practicing again, and we'll have hopefully something recorded by the end of the year, or even mix and master by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sick. It sounds like you're sitting on quite a bit then.
Yeah, we got loads of shit. Just like...
So when you're gigging in different places, can you tell a noticeable difference between the crowds and the scenes, or is it kind of like these guys just love music? That's all that matters.
It's hard to say, really. I think like because metal is an individual genre and has its own community, that it, like a metalhead from Birmingham's the same as a metalhead from Bristol. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
There's a sense of community around the UK for metalheads, I think.
I tell you what, though, when we played Birmingham, the people there were really sound. They like had like a couple crates of beer, and they were like, "Yeah, have free beer," and like they bought pizza, and they were like, "Have some pizza and stuff." People in Birmingham were really fucking nice.
Yeah, man.
Would you say you'd find that with other genres, though? I don't think that would be as big of a thing.
No, I've never played in bands in other genres. So
are there even other genres?
Yeah, are there? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Probably not. To be fair, I don't know.
No, yeah, I mean, back in the day with mine and Jared's old thrash band, we played quite a lot all around the southwest, like Plymouth and Bristol, and like loads of little places in the southwest, like little places in like Devon and Somerset, and Bridgewater, which is actually quite
Bridgewater's fucking great. The people in Bridgewater are fucking amazing.
It's really good, and yeah, we were welcomed, and we were quite young, like when the band started, and people were like, "Yeah, come to our house party, man," and yeah, we'll get some beers, and it was quite friendly, and I think it probably is like that all over, to an extent. You see another guy in like a leather jacket, and you're like, "Oh, he probably likes the same shit."
I can vibe with this guy.
Yeah.
The other guy doing the Somble interviews is from Bridgewater. So we'll be glad you said that. Yeah, you'll definitely be invited on again for saying that. So one thing I want to ask you is, what advice would you give like bands, just like a metal band starting out in Bristol?
Give up.
How would you?
I'm joking.
Kick him out, man.
Play some white boy indie or learn to DJ.
Get some rolled up jeans. And play acoustic guitar.
No, I don't know really, man. Like, I think we were quite lucky in the sense that we all just clicked straight away, so it's really easy for us to just like get stuff written. I mean, I don't know.
And we all kind of knew people already. You know, we were all like, oh, you know, we know this guy who could get us a gig or whatever. You know, we were we were already doing stuff in these scenes and these places like beforehand. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're just starting, you've got to like grind for quite a while. You know.
Yeah.
First thing you need to just get some version of what you sound like on, even if it's a song that you can send to someone so you can get on a bill somewhere.
Yeah.
My band's like this, have a quick listen. Most promoters and stuff are going to listen to that song for about a minute and go, yeah, they seem to fit the bill and stick you on, you know what I mean? So that's the best thing you can do is get something recorded. Even if it sounds shit, even if this is just a scrappy demo, having just that is going to get you through the door in most places.
Oh,
yeah, there's like a bunch of Facebook groups, like Bristol musicians and artists and things that I see people posting on, like at least once a week, saying I'm after a guitarist, I'm after a bassist, drummer, blah blah blah. Seems there's like, and you put like a description of like, oh, we're a 4-piece looking for an extra member, we're like synth emo pop or some shit like that, and then so I see like people generally engaging with that. So there is a lot of people about, and there's people that are always looking for people. So depending on how like wide or niche your genre is, I'm sure there's other people within contact and easily like communicatable with.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we all, like, none of us are from Bristol. We're all from like relatively small towns. So I think if you are in a really small town, like, cool, but if you can move as close as you can to, I mean, I guess Si, you're not that far from Bristol, but me and Jared are from Exeter, and like, if you want to play music in Exeter, it's fine. But if you want to be in like a niche genre, like thrash metal or something, you're probably going to have to move closer to a big city.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's all.
That's when gigs are a thing. Whenever that happens.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. How would you say you guys have been doing with the whole lockdown stuff? But it sounds like you're still being pretty productive to a sense.
Yeah. I'm still writing new music.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Theo have been fucking tabbing up loads of drums and shit, trying to just like get that stuff done and like so we can send them off to Chris so he can get the vocals and stuff done. So
as soon as I've got that electric kit, I can start recording. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's probably
still writing songs.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning, like, our singer's in Australia. That's the other thing. He's been in Australia like this whole time. So not only do we have to wait for the like pandemic to end or to like chill out a bit, he's got to get back from Australia. So a lot of stuff needs to happen before we can get on stage or anything, you know.
So it sounds like you would have had the problem with long distance even without lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Well, that's all set. I've just got one last question, which is what we're asking everybody. I'll go individually to you. If you could open for any artist or band in the world, who would it be?
That's easy. Megadeth. Was easy.
Why Megadeth?
Fucking Dave Mustaine, mate. I love Megadeth. What do you mean, mate? Dave Mustaine. It means I get to meet Dave Mustaine. Yeah, well, probably Megadeth.
Why Megadeth? Just because they're...
Just because I love them, man. I've loved them fucking ages, man. Like, I don't know. They're one of my favorite bands. Either them or Municipal Waste. Fucking got Municipal Waste tattoo, and they're fucking sick. Yeah, one of those two, man.
Yeah. What about you, Theo?
I don't know. Maybe like Mastodon or On Fire or someone. That would be cool.
I was really hoping you'd say like Neutral Milk Hotel. Just
fuck's sake.
Right, what about you, Tom?
Probably Enya.
Yes.
Or like Metallica opening up for us, obviously.
Yeah. Can you please make sure with your next song you have a bit of an Enya influence? Even like,
oh yeah, definitely. It's just going to be
a middle eight if you just say "Sail away."
Sail away, sail away. Oh mate, what a banger! I'd probably have. I don't know. Something like Church of Misery. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
That would be sick. Or Nick.
Definitely, I'd love to.
Yeah.
And what about you, Simon?
Yeah, I think I'm at the moment. I'm obsessed with the band Lick, the Swedish sort of death metal band.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, if it was a classic band, someone like Pantera, it would have to be.
Oh, if it could be anyone and they're dead, then I'm choosing Motorhead all day.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
yeah, fair.
Yeah, you can have dead bands.
Oh, then Motorhead. I'd change mine to Motorhead.
But they're specifically still dead.
Yeah. The shows aren't quite as good as they used to be.
Fucking hell.
Hey man, Lemmy could probably still fucking rock it now.
So yeah, that means you can have anal cunt now.
Yeah. A 5-hour anal concert, I'll be sick.
GG Allen. GG Allen.
GG.
Well, unless anybody wants to add anything else.
Nah, good man. Thanks for doing this for us, man.
This has
Thanks
been fun.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. So I'll stop the recording now.